Thank you so much. So I'm going to be talking about our use of Drivewyze alerts for commercial vehicles here in the Garden State. We started with Drivewyze back in January of 2022. And for those of you who don't know, Drivewyze, it was a subsidiary of INREX, and they have now, they were spun off and they have been purchased by Fleetworthy. And they offer a number of services for commercial vehicle operators and fleet operators. Specifically, they focus on a lot of way station bypass, but they also send safety alerts, and that's something that they do for free for commercial vehicle operators. Next slide, please. So New Jersey is a major freight corridor. More warehouses are opening up every single day along our highways, and with more warehouses, there's more commercial vehicles. Now, these commercial vehicles need a longer time to stop, whether both in distance and in time. And so being able to get notifications to these drivers ahead of time about some issues that may be up ahead is crucial in preventing secondary crashes, and just keeping our roads safe. So here in New Jersey, all of our DOT interstates are covered. So specifically I-78 and I-80 going east and west up north, and I-295 down south, but it also covers the New Jersey Turnpike, or I-95, and that's managed by the New Jersey Turnpike Authority, and also the Atlantic City Expressway, managed by the South Jersey Transportation Authority. So between all three agencies, it is 647 center line miles. Next slide, please. There are two main alerts I want to focus on here. First is the congestion ahead alert. So what happens with this is the incident of where the congestion needs to be at least a buildup of a minute and a half, and travel speeds need to be at 65% of free flow speed. And what happens is Drivewyze basically goes to the back of the queue and works 2 miles upstream from there and draws a geofence. And so everyone who drives through that geofence would get that congestion ahead notice with enough time to be able to make decisions, slow down, whether either be potentially adjust their route to avoid the congestion or know that it's coming and they're prepared to stop. And that is the much more common alert. The second is the sudden slowdown ahead. Now with this, the alert is sent out when there's a 35-mile-per-hour drop in travel speeds in adjacent segments. And this is much less common because 35 mile per hour is a sharp curve there. And again, Drivewyze goes to 2 miles back from there upstream to set up that geofence for the drivers. So we're able to view those in a Tableau dashboard that I'll show you on the next slide. But before I go there, Drivewyze also works with us to send out what we call static alerts. These are for low bridges, and they'll send this alert before the last exit, so the driver has an opportunity to correct their route to avoid that low bridge. They do it for high rollover areas, so think of clover leafs or exit or entrance ramps that are a bit of a tight curve. But they also do it for weight restrictions. They've done it for us for closed roads, as well as a pilot program we did to avoid trucks in the left lane. So in New Jersey, like many other states, we have those signs when our highways are 3 lanes or more, to say no trucks in the left lane. But we often find that people ignore them. It's really like, what can we do about this? So we worked with Drivewyze and went to our straight line diagram, and every 15 miles where there was a stretch of 3 lanes or more, we had that alert set up for no trucks in the left lane. That's a pilot we ran for about 1.5 years. We have since ended it, and we're evaluating to see if that's something we're going to do in the future. But one of the things we're very cognizant is a potential alert fatigue for the drivers, and we don't want them to turn off the alerts or start not listening because they're getting so many of them. So that's something we'll be evaluating in the future. And the other major one we've done static alerts for is our sinkhole on I-80, and I'll get to that in a little bit. Next slide, please. So this is the Tableau dashboard that we're provided by Drivewyze. So we're able to view those congestion alerts and the sudden slowdown alerts. If you look at the bar charts, the blue alerts are the congestion and the orange are the sudden slowdown. So you'll notice the congestion alerts far outweigh the sudden slowdown ones. But here we're also able to view the number of alerts that have been given in particular months or days, the number of unique vehicles alerted, on which corridors are getting the most alerts, how many overall, and we can continue to drill down in this and look at the data going up to a year back. Next slide, please. And I did just want to add to that now that I forget that that data is usually delayed by about a day. So it's not something you can use for live operations, but it is something that certainly help with after action reviews. So some of the data that we have or statistics we've gotten from Drivewyze starting from August 2023 is there's over 260 total sudden slowdown or congestion alerts that have been sent, and it averages around just over 6,000 unique vehicles per month. That's actually increased to over 10,000 since May of 2025. And going back to the alert fatigue I was talking about, over almost 11 million static alerts were sent out since June of 2024. And so that's one of those things that we're continuing to look at and see how can we best serve the commercial vehicle operators in our state. Next slide, please. So we joined with Drivewyze in January 2022. And a week or two later, the entire Northeast was hit by a nor'easter winter storm Keenan. And we worked with Drivewyze to let them know that our commissioner was going to be issuing commercial vehicle restrictions for the winter weather. And as such, they would not be allowed on our interstates. So Drivewyze put alerts up kind of at the border within an hour or two of us letting them know that this was happening. But about an hour after that, Drivewyze went ahead and actually put alerts going as far up as Massachusetts, as far down south as Maryland, and to PA to let drivers know that we did have the commercial vehicle restrictions on the road and to seek an alternate route. They were also a partner for us when it came to the I-95 bridge collapse in Philadelphia in June of 2023. With that, over 36,000 alerts went out in the week afterwards. Similar with the key bridge collapse in Baltimore 2024. And some of you may have heard back in December 26th of 2024 on I-80 in northern New Jersey, first sinkhole opened up. And within an hour or two, Drivewyze had alerts up at 8 different spots on I-80 going eastbound, starting at the Delaware River at the New Jersey-PA border and going up to exit 30, letting commercial vehicle operators know that that I-80 was closed at exit 34 and to seek an alternate route. So that's the actual alert right there on that page. And during this and up through another sinkhole that opened on February 10th, all the way through until the I-80 was fully open and traffic was restored back in June of 2025. Hundreds of thousands of alerts were sent to over 100,000 unique trucks. And so Drivewyze was a key partner for us with all of that. Next slide, please. So one of the things that we kind of live by here at the NJDOT is trust but verify. We're able to see all of the alerts that Drivewyze sends through our Tableau dashboard, but we don't actually get the alerts ourselves. So initially we had our SSP drivers a couple of years ago. We set them up with dummy accounts through Drivewyze, and they were able to get those alerts and track them and see, okay, you got one here, maybe you didn't get one here. Did you think you should have gotten one? So we could analyze that and work with Drivewyze to try to understand exactly what we were getting and understand the service and what all the thresholds are. Over the past year, we've actually worked with our ITS Resource Center over at NJIT, led by Dr. Dan Bashensky, to do other testing and do loops through both northern and central Jersey to hit the major interstates. And I can tell you that QA/QC is an important thing, but also when it comes to the Drivewyze alerts, it is a bit like chasing lightning, because those geofences that I talked about again are 2 miles short of the congestion, 2 miles upstream of the congestion, but it also moves back with the queue. So it's easy to miss them just because of the way the dynamics of the system works. But that's something I'd be happy to discuss further if anyone has any questions. That's something I can talk ad nauseum about. Next slide, please. That's all I have for us about Drivewyze today. I want to thank NOCO for the opportunity to speak about this. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. But in the meantime, thanks, and back to you, Jim.